The Showdown is not meant to cause offense or harm. The viewer acknowledges any reliance on the accuracy or completeness of said content should be done at their own discretion. The host apologizes in advance for any affront as a result of personal attacks.
Time for another season of the Showdown. Brian Kenny here. We welcome in Rob Parker, who will be with us every single week because Rob is known for his outrageous predictions that, shockingly enough, often come true. I'll give you credit, Rob. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks, BK. You know me. I'm always coming out swinging. I'm never going to hit a weak ground ball at all.
For a pundit, you are like you are your exit velo. You don't care about the result. You're going to swing hard. If you whiff, you whiff. Which I'm giving you credit. Last year, you did not whiff. You came right out and said Diamondbacks, Rangers, the two pennant-winning teams, would not make the playoffs, you said last year, and you were right. You were barely right, but you were right. I'm giving you credit. There you go. All right, Rob.
I love it. That's it. Here we go. We got more.
Give it to me. Go ahead. Give me your first prediction.
I know you're excited about the Red Sox. A lot of people are. Garrett Crochet, whenever you could pick up a pitcher like that at the top of your rotation, a lefty with all that great stuff, I get why people are excited. But there are a lot of other issues that I'm not thrilled about when you talk about the Red Sox. Look at their bullpen. I mean, Hendricks and Chapman. I mean, are those the golden guys? I'll tell you this, Brian, right now, the pregame meal in the bullpen is decaf coffee, sodium-free bacon, and a chest X-ray. I mean, really? Are you going to win with that? Two old guys in the bullpen.
Yeah, look, all right.
Alex Bregman.
That's it. So what are you saying? You're saying they won't make the postseason. Red Sox will not make the postseason. Is that your prediction?
I am predicting they will not, N-O-T, make the playoffs. I still like the Yankees and Orioles better.
Yeah, I think the Red Sox make the postseason. I think they're a team on the rise. As I just chronicled, look, it's a wide open field, right? There's a lot of things that can happen. But Crochet has been a monster in the preseason. Buehler has looked very good. He also sets the tone. They build innings for that club. That's what they lacked last year. Bregman, even though I can't say $40 million is steep, he's an excellent addition, a very baseball-y guy, good contact skills. I'm not saying he's great, but he's a great addition for a team that already has like Wilyer Abreu and Jaron Duran and a lot of good young pieces. Like Christian Campbell now wins a spot. Roman Anthony's on the way. They've got real position strength there, Rob.
Well, let me say this. Bregman would still be with the Astros if he was Alex Bregman of past. And the other thing, Walker Buehler, I saw him last year up close in L.A. I know he pitched better in the World Series and the playoffs and a couple
He's
spots.
going to be a different guy now. You saw a different guy in the playoffs. Yeah.
He was bad, though, in L.A., and I might take Ferris Bueller over him right now.
Yeah, no, you're way off. He was much, much better. He struggled during the regular season. All right, you're also saying Juan Soto will struggle this year with the Mets. Really?
Yes. Yeah, you know what? I think that sometimes you think you could just plug and play players and it's just going to be great. He was not great in San Diego. I know he made one All-Star team there. He was not great in San Diego. That didn't really work out for him there.
Yeah, briefly. Okay, no, I'm with you. He took a dip. He took a dip. But if there's one guy you can plug in for the next, 4 years, Rob, at the plate anyway, it's this guy. His worst year, he had 135 walks and 96 strikeouts. That's his worst year. His worst year, he had a 401 on base. So, no, Rob, I cannot imagine Juan Soto being bad for the Mets this year. Carlos Beltran had a bad first year with the Mets. Francisco Lindor was not great with the Mets first year, but not this guy. No way.
Yeah,
no way.
I'm looking at the history of the Mets when guys first get there. And it's not good usually the first year. And Francisco Lindor is a perfect example who really struggled. He got the big money, got there. Mets weren't winning. And you got to remember, this is a franchise that hasn't won a World Series since Moby Dick was a guppy. 1986 is a long time.
So you're right. Just to tell people, full disclosure, you're from Queens, so you've seen Mets free agents, guys who were great the year before, go to the Mets and just die. That has happened. That is the history. There's a whole history of guys who have gone there and have been awful, including Beltran, who eventually was excellent, but year one was terrible. I'm saying that will not happen. This guy at the plate is too consistent, Rob. It's not happening.
And the other thing, too, last year in Yankee Stadium was perfect. He came out of the box with the game-winning hit. Game 1 against the Astros. I was in Houston for the opener, and then playing in Yankee Stadium, hit over 40 home runs for the first time. The crowd there, they loved him.
Crowd is going to be big here, too. He's going to play fine there. That's crazy. All right, you're also saying Dodgers won't repeat, which is not so outlandish given the 3 tiers of playoffs, but they're going to be a monster. Are you saying they'll be disappointing or they'll just get knocked off in the playoffs?
I just think they'll get knocked off, and I've seen this team last year. Everything worked out for them. They did wind up winning the World Series. Yeah. They look like they were dead against the Padres.
But they're much better. Rob, they're so much better.
Show up against really good teams. Can I give you 2 names?
Yeah.
2 names that stopped that Yankee train. Sandy Alomar Jr. in 97 hit a home run off Mariano. You remember that? 97.
Yeah.
Also, Miguel Cabrera showed up in 2003 and spoiled the Yankees as well. All I'm saying is great teams can get beat by somebody who showed.
No doubt. But they're going to be like 105 wins, 110 wins. They're a juggernaut. They're so deep. Their bullpen is so deep, Rob. It's so much better. But can they get knocked off by the Braves or the Phillies in the playoffs? Oh, absolutely. Here's one that surprised me. You're saying Aaron Judge repeats as MVP. I thought you'd be a hater on Judge. You say he goes out and has another great year.
Yes, he's going to make up for that horrendous error in center field that will not define Aaron Judge. He's a great player. That was something that no one could even imagine even happened. You could see him take his eye off of it, BK, for a second.
Painful. I don't even like we're showing it. Get it off the screen. I don't want to see it. It's bad luck. I don't want to see it.
Bad moments.
I did not requisition that.
I love Aaron Judge to bounce back from that, have a great year, and be MVP again.
Look at you just being Mr. optimistic in there. How about National League MVP? You know who it's going to be? While you're pumping your brakes all season long, Ellie De La Cruz. That's the MVP.
All right, I want to bet you chicken wings on this one. I want to bet you 10 all-flat Parmesan garlic with a Diet Coke because he will not be National League.
How about a nice meal in Queens, New York for old time's sake? We'll bet that. All right? You pick this. Well, no, let me pick the spot. I think I'll do better. Hey, by the way, check out Rob's most recent Inside the Parker podcast featuring me. Wow. Well, I'm on the podcast. And Joe Adell, 2 big StatCast guys. Look at that.
Big time, man. I appreciate you jumping on the podcast. Please listen, rate, subscribe. It's a fun listen.
Rob, you're the best. Thank you, Rob. We'll talk to you next week. Take care.
All right. Thanks so much, BK.